Continental Tire, if you're watching this, chime in, because you're doing your customer wrong here. If this is not completed by 7/26/2024, we will only credit 2 tires at 20%. So a smack in the mouth at the end of the email. This is a problem. My tire's like a balloon. That's a bad tire. Guys, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. I've got a problem, and here is my problem, and I'm going to ask you guys for some constructive or destructive feedback, however you want to describe your feedback. I've got an issue with a set of Continental tires here. We're going to talk about it. I contacted Continental. My Continental tires are failing, and I bought this premium tire because I believed in the company. They're right out of South Carolina, and for some reason, they're all failing, and they won't cover it. Michelin, no broken belt. Uniroyal, no broken belt. Hankook, 9 years old, no broken belt. El Cheapo, Thunderer brand, no broken belt. Big O tire, no broken belt. Armstrong, no broken belt. Tomax Power King, no broken belts. Carlisle tire, no broken belts. Goodyear, no broken belt. Falcon tire, no broken belt. Goodyear, 30 years old, no broken belt. Dayton, 20 years old, no broken belt. I manufacture something and it fails. It's up to me to make it right to my customer, right? Now, let's talk about this real quick. This is the tire that's failing. Stay tuned, I'm gonna take you and show you why it's failing and what's going on. These are 2 new tires that I bought for the front of my vehicle due to another tire failing. This is a set of 4 Continental cross contact tires. This is called the LX25. They do not make this tire anymore. There are several recalls out on this tire, but not in this size. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. So in order to replace the 2 front tires here, they gave me 50% credit on 1 tire for me to replace both tires. These tires have about 45% tread wear left on them. They're a 70,000 mile tire, but they didn't fail because of tread wear. This is not a tread wear issue, it's a manufacturing problem here. This is a quality issue. I feel like that this will come up in the future and these tires will be recalled once I go buy all new tires. So it cost me $450 to put the 2 new tires on the front of this vehicle, and I went with Continentals. I went back with Continentals. I called and I complained, and they gave me half of the price of both new tires. So they credited me half of that, okay? First of all, 1 tire went bad. I can't replace just 1 tire with 50% wear on it. I need to replace both tires or the car's gonna pull and waggle and do all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Okay, fast forward 1 week later, maybe 2 weeks later, and the way this presented was a wobble in the steering. The steering was going just like this. I had driven all the way to Indiana in this vehicle with the steering doing that because I thought it was out of balance. Turns out it wasn't out of balance. Here's what the problem is. These tires are busted. The belt in this tire is completely busted. It is ballooned up in the back. There is a hump right here, guys. There is a hump in the back of this tire that is absolutely dangerous. There's a hump here, and then there's a valley right here. As we roll it around, you can see it's just doing this. It's wavy in the back, okay? This tire has completely let go. Now, will Continental Tire replace those tires? The answer is no. Now let me read you my totally reasonable emails, and I want you guys to know, I've got tires all over this farm, and I've never experienced tire failure like this. If I leave all 4 of these tires on my vehicle long enough, every one of them is going to fail. Every one of them is going to have a broken belt. However, since I have to replace 2 tires every time I buy one, they're not going to pay for the other one. I think this is wrong, guys. I'm going to read some emails for you real quick, just some highlights of the emails that I've sent out to Continental Tire. First thing I did is I talked to my local dealer, Tire Max. They have been absolutely fantastic. They have helped out a ton. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, but Continental wouldn't give them very much. So they only wanted to give me half credit on 1 tire. By the way, I've been back and forth to the tire store now 6 times, and I've spent at least 9 hours back and forth and sitting at the tire dealership because of the failed tires. Not any fault of the guys at the tire shop. They have done a fantastic job. So here's what I emailed to Continental Tire, because they told me basically you have no other option other than emailing it. There's nothing I can do. I got on phone with the customer service guy. He's like, yeah, we've already credited you. Like you've done me a favor. They've already gave me 50% of one tire, and that's all we're gonna do for you. You know, it was pretty snippy. It was not too cool. If I buy something, if I sell you something and I guarantee it, it shouldn't fail due to manufacturing at all. A piece of equipment shouldn't fail. An engine shouldn't fail. If the tire fails, I only get half. Okay, so I get it. I understand what they're talking about and the tread life on the tire. However, with the tread life on the tire down to 50%, I have to replace both tires. Here's the email. Dear Continental Tire Customer Service, bear with me. I'll keep this short and sweet as I can. Your help in this matter is greatly appreciated. My name is Josh Draper, and I'm a social media influencer with 1 million followers who worked with Continental Tire on the ag sector before. In the past, I've worked with Continental Tire for ag tires. We've talked to each other. We've worked together. This is a company that I believe in, a company that I stand by, a company that I think makes a very premium product. I've worked with them here, okay? I'm writing you because I buy Continental tires. I'm experiencing tire failure currently with a set of cross contacts that I purchased through my local Tire Max. We currently have an open case. You don't need to know that. The belts are letting go on this set of tires through no fault of my own. Here's the story. I have a little Honda Element, which is what this guy is, a little get-around car. And a few months back, I started feeling a vibration in the front end of my car, my steering wheel, at low speeds. So it would kind of cure itself at high speeds. I took my vehicle in, and I had a tire coming apart. So at that time, we opened a case with Continental to see what we could do for a warranty replacement. I was offered half the price of a new tire at that point by my tire dealer. Okay, so they gave me some credit towards the tire, but they didn't give me credit for the amount of time that I had driven the tire. So in other words, they're being chintzy and cheap, is my opinion here. You guys let me know. If you're a tire manufacturer, let me know. Continental Tire, if you're watching this, chime in, because you're doing your customer wrong here, okay? I think you're doing your customer wrong. You guys tell me. These tires are not cheap. I'm a huge fan of Continental Tires. I hope to continue using your premium brand of product. However, this situation has cost me. What I'm experiencing is not a premium tire or a premium customer experience. Currently, I've gone back and forth to my local tire dealer 5 times and spent a total of 8 hours of my time, and I've spent $450 out of my pocket towards tire replacements, some of which is going to be credited back to me, but not nearly enough. None of this is my fault. I bought the most premium tire I could so that I wouldn't have cheap tire problems, and that's what I'm having. Here's what I'm asking of Continental. Please, I ask that you credit my dealer with the full replacement cost of these failed tires and simply ship them out. As a customer of Continental for several years now, I'm highly disappointed in the quality issue that I'm having with these tires. When a customer buys a premium 70,000 mile tire, we expect to get the mileage out of that tire, not a premature failure of the tires one by one, week after week. I'm sure you can empathize with my situation. This is what I said to them. The reply that I got to this email was, thank you for sharing your recent experiences with the Cross Contact LX25. We understand the inconvenience caused by repeated tire issues. While only 2 tires were identified with issues during your 2 service visits, we extended a goodwill credit to include companion tires. Unfortunately, we are unable to provide full coverage for the entire set at this time. However, we will monitor your case and follow up with you once your service center has inspected the tires. I replied, very disappointing outcome here for what was supposed to be a premium product. They didn't reply back. The next email I sent was simply this, and I don't know what you guys think about this. Continental Tire, I'm just going to reach out one more time to ask Continental to make this right by replacing the entire set of tires which have failed. Clearly the tires are failing through no fault of my own. The reason I purchased Continental Tire is because you're a premium brand that stands for quality. I'm having to come out of pocket for your manufacturing defect. Certainly, if I keep all of the failing cross-contact tires on my vehicle long enough, the probability of failure for each individual tire is pretty high. It's unsafe for me to continue running these tires on my vehicle through no fault of my own. This is not a wear issue, it's a manufacturing issue that should be handled as such, in my opinion. They replied back, this is the final email. Thank you for the update. Since we've authorized replacement of 4 tires, 2 of which haven't shown any issues, they offer a goodwill replacement stand. I have no idea what that means. Here's what I just needed clarification. Does this mean you're replacing all 4 tires? We are just letting you know, Josh, the 50% goodwill replacement authorized through TireMax has not changed. 2 tires under the file created on 6/26 and 2 tires under the file created 5/28. They are not replacing all 4 tires, which are going to fail. They're crediting me half of the cost of a new set of tires for their failed manufacturing. We're just letting you know, and to put the icing on the cake here, we're just letting you know that if this is not completed by 7/26/2024, we will only credit 2 tires at 20%. So a smack in the mouth at the end of the email. I think it's important for the consumer, which is you and I, to be aware that if you buy a set of these tires, you're not going to receive the customer service that you deserve. When it comes down to it, and I want you guys to share your opinion, if a tire fails due to a belt failure, that tire should be replaced by that tire manufacturer. If this tire needs to be replaced and you have to replace the other tire due to the vehicle being an all-wheel drive vehicle or due to the vehicle being mismatched on the sizes and wear patterns on their tire, you need to replace both tires. If you have to do that because these tires are failing, do you guys think the Continental Tire should eat the cost of the tire, or should I pay for it? I'm $450 into this, and that's what it's going to cost me total out of pocket because these Continental tires failed prematurely. They're at about their 45 to 55% life point on tread wear, and they're busting apart. So what do? What do you guys think? I'm sharing this with you so that you'll be aware of what's going on here. I've got plenty of tires on the farm that aren't busted, that I had never had a problem like this before in my life. And when I did reach out, and you've got a poor manufacturing issue, and even some of these tires have been recalled for bulging sidewalls due to a similar issue with contamination in the tire, on the Continental Tire website it says it, you won't replace these tires. What do you guys think? Post a comment down there. Don't buy these tires. That's all I have to say. I don't think they make the Continental Cross Contact LX25 anymore. I think there's probably a good reason why they don't make that tire. The new tire that I replaced is called the Cross Contact LX, not LX25. Guys, tell me what you think. I don't know. My opinion is, if something breaks and it's a manufacturing deficit, the tread wear doesn't matter. Your customer is having to suck it up and go buy 2 new tires because your tires failed. Continental's not coming off of anything, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Hit that like button, tell me what you think, subscribe to the channel. We got more stuff like this. If you'd like to see the video on the Ford Raptor that I had horrible customer service problems from Ford, it will be at the end of this video. Check it out. Hope to see you guys soon on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Please let me know what you think about this. Should they replace the tire, or am I being unreasonable? Is this fair for a customer to receive a set of tires on their car that fail at the halfway point and are dangerous to be out on the road? What else could I do? There are organizations that I could report it to. Let me know if you guys know of any organizations. See you next time on the Stoney Ridge.